Good evening, VPG, and Happy New Year. If I haven't already said it, I don't think I have. Welcome back to Season 17. It's officially Season 17, don't care what anyone says. VPG, all the domestics, and Europe starts next week, but this week is Champions League, Europa League, $2,500 on the line. The best of the best from across the nations. And we are bringing it to you live this week, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, as per usual. 2 games for you each night, and tonight we are off to an absolute flyer with FENIX Esports and the UK LAN winners. Eleague Esports. It's been a while since these boys have graced our screen, but they are back. Graced our presence, actually. We've seen them in person, lifting trophies, and they'll be wanting to do exactly that this tournament. They are now officially a VPG Esports Premier team, so I think it's fair to say they do go into this one's as slight favourites. However, FENIX, I have been assured, have made some astute signings, and they're going to need it because they don't have their gaffer tonight, and they don't have their 2 top goal scorers from last season and their top rated player from last season. So let's hope that recruitment has been good. Game number 2, and what will be the final game tonight, is 2 sides we know very, very well. They don't need an introduction, but I'll give them one anyway. It's FENIX Esports versus Digital. The return of Digital, no longer affiliated with FENIX. They have reclaimed the Digital name, trademark, patent pending. They are back on our screens, as are FENIX, one of our favourite teams to watch. So that are your 2 games for tonight. Short and sweet tonight, much like myself. And we'll start here. FENIX taking on Eleague Esports. Now, Eleague Esports, like I said in the intro, go into this one as favourites. I don't think FENIX will mind me saying that too much. By the way, we do have 2 lots of FENIXes on tonight. Cheers, Delosa. This is FENIX PH. I won't keep saying that, by the way. But FENIX Esports, the Italians, they're at home tonight. So the group stages are home and away. It's the old school Champions League. So home and away. So I guess if you're away from home in these group stages, a point is probably seen as a not a bad result. However, like I said, it's Eleague Esports. They only come for 3 points. And to be honest, I mean, I'll take you onto the screen now because these boys are in the lobby ready to go. It's business as usual for these boys. They've got that dangerous strike force in Ginger and Magma. Magma, 34 goals in 35 games last season. They were 3rd place in Elite A behind 2 sides we know very well, actually, Exito and Libery. PCW Libery, if you know, you know. But so that kind of shows you, one, how good Exito and Libery were last season, but just where Eleague Esports are, and those top 2, Ginge, 22 and 27 for them as well. So the strike force is dangerous. It is a dangerous strike force in FENIX. Hopefully they've done their research and they know all about this front 2, because I feel like trying to deal with the front 2, yep, fine. If you deal with them, you're gonna have some joy. But then you got Kuba in behind as well, one of the best cams in, well, outside of the E-Prem, now inside the E-Prem. Coachy TV, welcome, one of our favorite teams. They're gonna have to find a way to stop those 3, and don't even get me started on Mava. Again, you'll see this season in the VPG Esports Premier, it's another world-class goalkeeper, and I don't like having world-class goalkeepers on this stream because they always ruin our streams and they always prevent goals from going in. I appreciate that's their job. So when I looked over at the FENIX side, and Misa very may well be. I mean, we'll see. This time, what, 7 weeks time? We will see. Very looking forward to seeing those boys. Surprised they weren't on tonight, actually. You guys have got bigger fish to fry. I don't know why you're here. You need to be You come back over here later. You guys got bigger fish to fry. Going back to goalkeepers, Lupo in goal. I watched him last night in the Cash Cup. He was playing for Engine, our beloved Engine. he is insane. So we've got 2 world-class goalkeepers. This got 0-0 written all over it, boys and girls. So I'm just going to pre-warn you now. I'm sorry. I tried my hardest, but this has got 0-0 written all over it. Eleague Esports back on our screens. FENIX, welcome to VPG live stream, and welcome to a Pro Clubs weekly live stream. Hopefully you put on a good show for not only us but for yourselves as well. And good luck to both sides. It is officially the first game of season 17. Don't care what you say. Yeah, you are right, Cal. It is pronounced FENIX, and it is FENIX later on. In this, I'm going to say like a grey purple, depends what your screen's saying. But either way, FENIX in that darker kit, and it is the Polishman, the UK LAN #1 winners, and that's a ball through to Sassin from fullback, and I told you this man was world-class. Lupo, it took 3 minutes. World-class save down to his right-hand side, tips it round for a corner, and it is the Polishman who almost draw first blood. Eleague Esports from right to left in the all-white kit. Game off to a flyer. And I think the group stages, often the first and second games tend to be your better games, because it is set the pace, free-flowing. If we lose, we lose, fine. If we win, great. When we get into, I probably shouldn't be saying this, knowing fine well we'll be casting the match days 4 and 5 and 6 as well, so maybe I'm digging myself a hole there, but it's free-flowing. I do expect today to maybe have the most free-flowing games and more end-to-end games as these teams start to find their feet. These teams have never played each other before, unlike FENIX and Digital, who is our second and last game later on. Sassin through again, and Calv, you make a really good point. A fullback on the finisher, and that shows why. I mean, there's been two shots, and they've both been from the fullback space at the back post, and I'm going to say calmly thighed home to Lupo in the FENIX net. But FENIX having to withstand a bit of pressure early on, but the ball over the top finds Tofano. I mean, it's a good block in the end, but I think Eleague Esports will be slightly worried about how easy they were cut open there. Not normally what you'd associate with this Eleague Esports side. Very, very good going forward, but also very astute at the back as well. And this new front line for FENIX, almost getting a sniff at goal. And speaking of sniff at goal, it's a great block by Kartogi. Like I said, Ginger and Magma, over 50 goals between them last season, as Tofano escapes the fullback. Double X, what a ball that is on the reverse to Tofano. RG, shot blocked. 17 minutes in, both sides, hammer and tongs. Hutek clears. Gonna come straight back in. Good bit of composure, takes it down and then goes long. Swept up nicely by FENIX. Now they're starting to get a foothold in this game, with Tofano's been very busy on this near side. Kartogi, Holly, Faber, the gaffer for Eleague Esports, steps across, but possession given away once again, and FENIX will come out with the ball from the back. Clearly they like the ball at the back. That's normally the sign of a good side, a good footballing side anyway. And Eleague Esports, they're not pressing. They don't need to press. Like I said, 22 minutes in, and the ball's gone back to them anyway. Ginger inside to who I assume is Kuba Sazi. I'm sure I'm butchering that, and I apologize. We'll stick with Kuba from now on. I've always called him Kuba. Nobody's corrected me, so long may that continue. Sassin to the gaffer, Faber. Hetman. Patiently probing our Eleague Esports. The game just slowed down slightly now as Faz wins it back for the home side. It is Italy plays Poland. I almost said Portugal. Poland tonight. And Eleague Esports are the away side, don't forget. Hetman into Magma, their talisman from last season, looking for the reverse pass, but Holly playing in that CDM role tonight with Kartogi. Both of those have been busy so far, as has this man, Lupo. 2 good saves to date. 30 minutes gone. Hetman takes it down to Faber. Good free-flowing football. Kuba into Ginger. Gives it to Sassin, and again, Lupo versus Sassin, the fullback. Lupo 3, Sassin 0, but I mean, who thought we were going to be having a battle between the goalkeeper and the left back? Oh, free header maybe, and Lupo is there again. I told you, boys and girls, when we get world-class goalkeepers on the stream, they ruin the stream for us, and that's exactly what Lupo's doing right now. I've never seen him play before until last night, and he popped up in that Cash Cup, so it's fate, really, because we've never seen FENIX play. I don't think I've ever seen any of the players from FENIX playing before as well. So the fact we found that man, I mean, if we didn't hear about him before, we would have heard about him now. Great start to the game from that man. But Eleague Esports come looking again, and of course, not only saves it does Lupo, he holds it as well. FENIX just penned in a bit at the moment after, I feel like it's going in peaks and troughs for those boys at the moment. I mean, a draw here for FENIX. Yes, I get they are the home side, and back post to Fardo. Fires it wide as RG. It's another... Is it a gilt edger? I think it is. It's gilt edge if you don't hit the target from there, and RG will be kicking himself, because as good as Eleague Esports have been, that's a flick on. The knockdown is there. Ginge gives it to his strike partner, Lupo. 5th save of the game. And both sides knocking on the door, and that's what we like to see. We did think this one might be free-flowing. I tell you what, Eleague Esports corners have been devastating so far. They've not got anything out of it, but every single one has just tempted the goalkeeper off of his line. And Kuba showing his class here. Inside it goes to Faber, moves it on nicely. Chichi into Magma, turns one way, turns the other, dispossessed, and out come FENIX, but there is no out ball, so it's going to come straight back to them. Kartogi puts his foot on the ball. Noello does well to hold off his man. 2 minutes to go till half-time. Here come the free-flowing Eleague Esports. Magma waiting for support. Faber was there, but Manu steps in the nick of time. Clears it as well. I think FENIX, when they get the ball back, they need to just relax on the ball a little bit, I think, because they've got the players to do the damage, and defensively they look solid, and I genuinely think that might be half-time. It is half-time. It's 0-0, not through a lack of trying. And like I'll start with FENIX, because I do think defensively solid, and when you've got Lupo at the back as well, it really does help. But when they've got that ball, there's no out ball. If there's no out ball, take a chance, put your foot on it. I don't think Eleague Esports are pressing that violently just yet. So be brave. They need somebody in that middle of the park to put their foot on the ball, or just keep giving it to Tefano. He's been fantastic so far. Everything's gone through him that's been positive. And the likes of RG are popping up in some really, really good spaces as well. There's something in this for FENIX. However, I will caveat that by saying Eleague Esports do look the more likely to score this opener here. And I think if they can stop them from doing that, and I think if they can put a bit of pressure on, like they did in that kind of 15 to 25 minute period, just put Eleague Esports back on the back foot. I think FENIX will find a little bit of joy here, but Eleague Esports have been playing like the stronger side, like the side higher up in the footballing pyramid, and that won't be a surprise to many. However, the game remains 0-0, so everything I've just said you can disregard, because I'm sure something will pop up here that will make me look foolish. Polchino slides it through too fast, gets it back to the original pass maker. Kartogi gives it to Double X straight down Maver's throat, holds it as well. And FENIX, I think from a I know their gaffer's watching tonight, so good evening to you as well. I think a positive for them is the strikers were following that in as well. We always like to see on this channel strikers following in those chances. Unfortunately for them, Maver, I do put him in that elite / world-class category of goalkeepers, so not going to fumble those ones. Chi-Chi Sassin, who has been, other than Lupo, one of the busiest men on the pitch. Manu tidying up at the back for the Italians. Like I said in intro, lots of signings, so lots of bedding in for these boys perhaps. And again, not got their skipper tonight. Lello is watching. Faber is a gaffer who is playing. He's the illegal esports gaffer. Shifts it, looking for the overlap of Sassin. It's not going to be a corner. So the pass incomplete rather than deflected. Restart with the boys who are comfortable at the back. They certainly are. Syria, FENIX, looking to potentially cause an upset here. I mean, it's the Champions League, boys and girls, so there's no weak teams in here, but I guess like the real Champions League. If you're in the VPG Esports Premier, chances are you're, your top 20 seed, top 24 seed. That's what these boys are. Sassin, edge of the box. Megma, oh, that's a world-class save from Lupo once again. Ruining our stream because Megma did absolutely nothing wrong there. A world-class turn, a world-class finish as well, but Lupo equal to it once again. And a good corner routine, back post, Sergey is there. Completes the clearance, does Faz, and now a chance to counter 4v4 if they can get it moving quickly, which they do. RG. Overlap on that far side is Tefano. Double X looking for the return ball. Sassin back there, loses out. Double X with the shot. Hetman is forced to clear it behind. Good pressure and good counter from FENIX. And like I said it in the first half, for all of Illegal Esports' good work, they have not made the breakthrough yet. All it takes is one mistake, one counter attack, and Calwas. Calwas is doing what I said FENIX need to do, and just taking that extra touch in midfield. I didn't say in your own penalty area though, because that was cool, calm, collected. There he is again, Mr. Cool Calm. We are approaching the 70th minute. No goals yet. Placino to RG, who is growing into this game. And FENIX just having a good spell at the moment, getting on some knockdowns, getting on some through balls. He might well be offside. Both Colwest and the last man were slow to get out there. And Ginger peeling off to this wide area. He's not seen as much of the ball as I'm sure a striker would like to. So having to peel off into those wide areas, I'm sure he won't mind doing that. Calwas, the 30-yard header through ball. Sassin down to Ginger. Oh, squared it across to his strike partner. It was a good block in the end, but that's exactly where you want those two players, Ginger and Megma. Those were the two that did so much damage for this Illegal Esports side. Edge of the box. Ricky gets there, clears it. It's going to come straight back to them, though, via Hetman. Kartogi loses out to Ginger, looking for Megma again. Those two unable to combine once more. It's probably why we're goalless at the moment. Placino. I tell you what, FENIX have got men going forward here. They are being patient about it, but it's just giving them a bit of space. And Maver. The Maver's just reassuring me that there are two world-class keepers playing tonight. Another fantastic save, and we called it going into this game, boys and girls. It's starting to look, 15 minutes left, starting to look like it might very well go the distance. Headed down by Ricky. Sergi, I mean, when it falls to the centre-back and he's trying Cruyff turns, it doesn't usually end up well. Kuba into Megma. Ginger off his shoulder, instead gives it back to Kuba, looking for the back post. Ricky does well. Polchino loses out, but gives it straight back, and once again, topsy-turvy in this defensive third for FENIX. Holly steps in, great interception from him. 2v2, RG can get it moving. Once again, FENIX in possession, in offensive possession, they have not forced the issue, and they've looked good for it. It's composed. And I don't know what's going on there. Maver's been stitched up, but it's a world-class save in the end. I tell you what, it might be a curse of the commentator, because I said earlier on he's not putting anything down. There was no explanation for why he just parried it down in front of him. Nothing to do with Maver, by the way. It's EA doing EA things. But imagine if this, such an important game, the first game of the Champions League, is decided like that. And that's a world-class ball from the gaffer. Hutek over on that near side. Gives it fullback to fullback. Sassin. Good block by Manu. And you can see what Eleague Esports do so well with these attacking fullbacks. Unfortunately for them, all the chances have fallen to the fullbacks. Gigi, good feet. 1-2 with Sassin. Magma. Oh, I was going to say, just as I said, all the attacks were falling to the fullbacks. Their marksmen, their talisman from last season. They're not done yet. They're sensing a winner here. And if they do get one now, surely it will be. But not with that man between the sticks. There's Lupo at it again. Ruining the stream. It could easily be 2-2, boys and girls. We would be talking about this game for weeks. Oh, near post is on. Tufano, the wide midfielder there. Stopping. It looked like Hetman. Stopping him from stepping up. And again, a goal now will be the winner. RG just forces the opposite number into the foul there. Slows everything down. And I touched upon it in the intro. Would FENIX be happy with a draw here? It's not the worst result in the world, especially when you consider the credentials. I tell you what, they might go one better. Placino is in onto the right foot. It's cleared technically off the line. It's not over yet though. Placino into RG. Calwas does extremely well. Clears. It's going to come straight back to them. No, it's now or never. They've got plenty of purple shirts forward. Sassin, the most important thing he's done all night. I tell you what, there's still time for another important action as Ginger breaks through. He's in the box. He's fired it. It's Lupo. It's another world-class save. It is such good goalkeeping. That is time. 0-0. Somehow it's 0-0. It was end-to-end stuff. And I tell you what, boys and girls, it might be one of the best 0-0s we see all Champions League. And it was thanks to Lupo. It was thanks to Maver. Because the strikers, the supporting cast, the fullbacks did absolutely nothing wrong with any of those finishes. It is just a case of world-class goalkeepers doing world-class things. We said that might very well be the case tonight, and I don't always like to be right, especially when I do call a 0-0, but look, we got free-flowing football, which we said we would think we would get. I thought there might be some goals. Because you've got the strike force in Eleague Esports. You've got those world-class signings from FENIX, which I'm assured. I mean, they've just shown that there. Two very, very, very good sides, but unfortunately, the goalkeepers will take the headlines. They will take the plaudits, and a 0-0 I don't think is a bad result for either one of those sides, all things considered. So GG's. Eleague Esports, it's a pleasure to have you back. And FENIX, welcome to the chaos that is VPG Pro Clubs Weekly live casting. Thank you very much, Lelo. Hopefully your team did you proud. I mean, they could have nicked it at the end, and they also could have completely lost it at the end. That is Pro Clubs in a nutshell. Welcome back anytime, both sides. Thank you very much. Very, very entertaining game. And speaking of entertaining game, let's go over to two sides we know very, very well. I'm going to go and check in with them. It is FENIX Esports taking on Digital Sports. Digital have got their name back now. They represented Fenerbahce in last season's VPG Esports Premier. Who am I after? It is Digital, isn't it? And they finished 6th as well after they won't mind me saying, it was a bit of a dodgy start. Finishing 6th is a really, really good showing, I think. And fair play to them, because 6th place in VPG Esports Premier is insane. And now we've got the likes of FENIX, who did get promoted from Elite last season, finishing 2nd. So again, we saw them a lot in the UK Premier. Knowing that they were doing the business abroad as well brings warmth to my heart. So it is a return to the VPG Esports Premier for FENIX this season. And Tiki and Trey Robertson, I guess, is probably the headline. Their starting strike force. I mean, Tiki starting up front. Yes, he's a world-class cam, but he's their top goal scorer last season, 20 goals last season. I think it's probably the likes of West and Lawbors not making the starting 11, which is what I'm here to do. Cast aspersions. The new signing Trey Robertson from Engine coming in to, I guess he's the co-manager. Tiki, a co-manager? I think he's the co-manager. But a strike force to be reckoned for sure, and there'll be a strike force looking to make a name for themselves in the biggest stage of all, if not the Champions League, for sure the VPG Esports Premier. So welcome back for those boys. And Digital, the new signing of Luke44, and again, one of the things I've said about Digital all this time is I feel like all they're missing is an out-and-out striker. Because I feel like everyone and their dog has played up front for Digital. I mean, I feel like Domino and I are going to get a call up for Digital soon to play up front for them. They finished 6th last season, and their highest goal scorer was their left midfielder, Dreschk. 15 goals. Imagine what they could do with a 20, 25, 30 goal striker up front. They've signed Luke44, who is a former VPG Esports Premier winner, so the pedigree is there. Historically a wide midfielder, loves a goal. I am not denying that at all. But when you've got the likes of Rage, D the G, Luke44, are they your out and out strikers? They're world-class players, don't get me wrong. That's the challenge I set them. Everybody knows I absolutely love Digital. I love watching them play, and they're always the bridesmaid, never the bride. And I love them for that. Let's see. I mean, Luke44, Rage Aragold and D the G can just swap between the two of them, to be fair, because both are world class up front, both are world class cams. Fine, it's easy for them. But we're gonna live and we're gonna learn, and we're gonna find out the hard way whether or not any of those three are your 25, 30 goal a season striker / cams. Interesting, I've got down in my notes, I did see that Sparta had signed for FENIX. Bailey in net tonight. I mean, he had a massive season last season. I feel like he might feel like he needs to prove himself. I tell you what, every time we saw him, he was absolutely fantastic. So he's over that now. He's got the nod from his gaffer or gaffers, and he's the number one. So look forward, and I don't really want to see another world-class goalkeeping department, but we've got Cruz and we've got Bailey, and I can already sense it. Cruz, a 5-time VPG Esports Premier Golden Glove Award winner, by the way. What a stupid stat that is. He is insane. So again, let's hope the strikers have got their shooting boots on tonight. It's Digital, the away side, in the all white, and a return to the top for the Scotsman FENIX in the all black from left to right, as Benny G, the top rated player for FENIX last season, takes his first run at his opposition, and I think that might be pulled back for a booking. It should be. It was pretty cynical. But if he can carry on that way, taking his man to the cleaners, FENIX might do well. However, they've got some defending to do. Bessinho on that far side, the right midfielder, gets to the byline, cuts back, then goes straight back to the byline. The return of Mad Bad Harky to that centre-back position, partnering Fran and obviously the gaffer, Joe Boy. It's a solid back line when you put Bailey in the mix as well. D the G to Sanji. Crowler steps in, but D the G wins it back. Over the top it goes. The grey-haired Joe Boy clears into touch, and there is confirmation of that booking for... I'm not sure who that was. Pippo? Not sure who Pippo's supposed to be. Try and find out. It's one of the centre halves anyway, so again, the cry from the FENIX boys may be get at him. Benny G slides it through to Tiki, keeps it low. Good save from Cruz, but tamed by his high standards. Pippo might be... Is he the left centre back? Like I said, I'll try and work it out. You'd think I'd know by now. They've all got silly names though. You know how much I don't like a silly name. Match your name to your VPG name, please. It's so helpful. So helpful. 16 minutes in. Nothing to shout home about just yet. Makesville into D the G's. Keeping this game ticking over, as is Gush through to Bessinho. Into the box he goes. Mad Bad Harky stepped across as well. Makesville into Rage Aragold. Makesville steps in once again. Rage Aragold keeps it low, fires it home. It's the first goal of the stream, the first goal of the year. And it's Rage Aragold. Puts the Germans 1-0 up away from home in Scotland as well. And a great finish against a very, very good defensive unit and goalkeeper as well. It's going to strike a lot of confidence into the Germans. And it's often, if Digital are going to get a good start, they do tend to finish strong. However, I can't think of a single team more used to adversity than this FENIX side and getting something out of adverse positions. So being 1-0 down, I don't think they'll panic just yet. Over the top it goes by Sanji, but into touch it is. Flicked on by Cowler to Trey Robertson, the new signing from Engine. Mark steps across, which does confirm that it is Czar Quality who has picked up a booking. And the last time we seen him play as well, he was man of the match, dropped an ice cold 10 out of 10 as well. So much so I DM'd him to say well done. I don't tend to do that very often. Here is Luke 44, the new signing. The man that they are hoping. I have no idea how that didn't go out, but Luke's got it again. I mean, D the G drops the shoulder, somehow keeps a hold of the ball. Here's the goal scorer, slides it through to Dresch. It's hit the... Oh, it's hit the post. Come back to him, and he's been unable to fire it into the empty net as Bailey dived for it on the floor. I mean, you had to have the reactions of a god there. Unfortunately for Dresch, I mean, he was the top goal scorer last season, so he certainly knows his way around the back of the net. And also, he loves a goal on stream as well. Easily got 3 or 4 on stream last season. But another warning sign there for FENIX, because Luke raged. And then Dresch really cutting them apart. Here is Parisi into Tiki. That shot he had in the opening 5-10 minutes seems like a long time ago now. Cowler steps in. He's having a good game. Trey Robertson to Benny G. Gets it back. Gives it to Cowler. And again, one of the best players on the park. It's a fantastic save. Cruz equal to that Cowler effort. Is Cowler C33? Come back to you on that one. Mad Bad Harky. The corner routine did not work for FENIX. Here is Luke 44. It's 3v3s waiting for support left and right. Tiki, the gaffer, coming back. Wins it back nicely. But that press from Digital, the counter press from Digital, really, really impressive. Slides it through and Joe Boy steps out in the nick of time. D the G is picking up so many loose balls in that midfield. He is playing in Cam tonight. That's good football from FENIX. Off they go with Parisi. Had a good season last season, by the way. Benny G thought he might hit that first time. Instead, sends his man for a Twix backstick. What a ball that is. You can see why he was a top-rated player for the Scotsman last season. Dresch back there, helping out his defense. Parisi and Cowler all at it, but it is Rage Aragold, the goal scorer, comes away with it. Makesville. It's a bit sloppy at the moment, I can't lie, but Trey Robertson drops the shoulder, looking for that ball in. Zambi stops it from going in, and the chaos has begun. Luke 44 in his native wide position. The referee's just going to call it there. I felt like we had a bit more time to play there, but why not? I mean, it does give me a chance to have a bit of a break, because I tell you what, that last 5 minutes there was chaotic. I'm not sure who the chaos suits more, because both of these sides are very, very good footballing sides, but also I've seen both of these sides play some real good chaos ball as well. So I feel like the chaos, bring the chaos on first and foremost, because us at home love it. I mean, Digital, I guess if they've got a 1 goal advantage, maybe it suits FENIX a little bit more. So I guess the chat in the FENIX changing room ought to be a fly on the wall, but maybe it is introduce some chaos, because where Digital have gone really, really well is that press and that counter press, and it almost ensues chaos. So I think if FENIX can kind of pull them onto them, that can almost start the chaos a little bit. And I guess more of the same from Digital. I feel like they'll be very happy with that first 45 minutes. I mean, Dresch hit the post, had an open goal, which he just could not convert. And the front three have combined very well, considering Luke 44. I mean, what I was going to say, ironically, with Digital leaving this Fenerbahce setup, and the last time we saw Luke 44 in a full season was playing for Fenerbahce when they won the league as well. So it's strange how that's come around. Pippo into D the G, who, truth be told, I was going to say is having a really good game, but they do win it back. And this is what you get with D the G and Rage Aragol both playing in the same team. They can both play the exact same roles. They are cams who can play striker, so they're almost interchangeable, and I do like that about this Digital side. It must be quite difficult to play against. And if you can turn Luke 44 into that 20, 30 goal a season striker. What a ball over the top that is. That sensational. Rage gives it to Dresch. Goal at his mercy. He's kept it low. Yes, he has. It's gone to the back of the net. I thought it had gone wide. It's another goal on stream for Dresch. This time makes absolutely no mistake. Kept it low. There was a slight confusion whether it had actually gone in or not. Not from him, but from me. My old eyes. But Digital, the headline is Digital double the lead. Away in Scotland, it is 2-0 to the Germans. And Dresch, once again, he's looked dangerous. Converts. A good finish as well, because it's not allowed the goalkeeper any sort of action. And it all came from that ball over the top, who I do believe it was Sanji who played it. Rage tries to slide it through. And what do FENIX do now in response? I mean, do they kitchen sink it? Do they stick to their guns and try and sneak one, try and pinch one? I mean, they've looked good enough to potentially get one, as Mad Bad Harky, forced to run back towards his own goal, does well with the clearance as well. But truth be told, Digital have, I mean, 6th place last season in VPG Esports Premier. I mean, I'm sure FENIX expected a tough game here. But they've got Digital on a good day. They've got Digital on a very, very good day. And they're a very difficult side to beat when they are this good. Makesville hammers it over his own crossbar for the conversion. FENIX potentially handed a lifeline here in the form of a corner. I'm sure they'll be sending Fran and Mad Bad Harky up, who are very, very good in the air. Cruz, though, 6'7" of him. He's lurking. He is lurking. Lots of white shirts back. It is Mad Bad Harky with the flick on, but all those white shirts, a sea of white shirts. And that means it's going to come straight back to them, because effectively there were no white shirts up to hold that ball up, though. Luke 44 does well, and he's slid it through to absolute perfection to Rage. Gives it to D the G. Gives it to Luke 44. What free-flowing football this is from the Germans. And with this front three, it's very interesting, because they're all playing like false nines at the moment. And I touched upon it with D the G and Rage. It must be difficult to play against, but then when you put Luke 44 into the fold as well, it's an interesting tactic from Digital. And it's a tactic I queried at the start of this game, going into the season with this front three. If they can get them playing like this week in, week out, with the support of Bessinho, Bailey, great save, with the support of Bessinho and Dresch as well, then Digital might even be looking to beat that 6th place finish from last season, because I think Digital historically, I mean, they would always be happy with a 6th place finish. Oh, it's a free header. Pippo, good save from Bailey. Good positioning from him. 20 minutes for FENIX to do something, to get back into this game. Maybe start to commit that extra man forward. Benny needs to get on the ball a little bit more, but he is doubled out there with, once again, D the G just playing wherever he wants to effectively. And this is what I said. When Digital get a good start, they're such a difficult team to play against, because they just give free reign to the likes of D the G. Whereas when they go a goal down, they start to get a bit more tentative. They start to have to tuck players in. And it's something we're so used to seeing with this Digital side. When they get it right, they look like world beaters. In this type of performance, there's no reason why they can't finish in that kind of top 4, even top 3, even start to ask the question with the likes of FG, with the likes of Prolific, with the likes of Mad Army all dropping out now. There needs to be killers in this league, and there's vacancies. There's vacancies pending. Are we going to see this from Digital this season? Sanji, composure personified in that base of the midfield, gives it to Rage Aragold. Once again, a false 9. And again, it's the luxury of being 2-0 up, and it's so difficult in competitive 11s when you do go 2 goals down, and you know you need to get the ball back, you know you need to be in a hurry, but you're playing against a side who have 11 elite world-class players, whatever you want to call them, on the pitch, who all like to take touches of the ball, who can all keep it all calm and composed. It's difficult. It's difficult. They need something, a little slither of hope, a bit of magic from one of these boys. And the good thing about FENIX is they've got it in their ranks, but they are running out of time if they want to get something out of this game. And Digital are they're fully into setting their stall out for the win now. Read into that what you will, boys and girls at home. This is game management 101. That's a polite way of putting it, right? 3v3, 4v4, 5v5 as FENIX look to go in pursuit of a goal back. Leaves himself a bit open at the back, which you would probably expect at this stage of the game. But as those seconds tick away, Tiki, I mean, there's a match winner for you right there. Arna into Trey Robertson looking for the match winner. Potential match winner. Benny. Mark goes back home. I do not think Cruz wanted that. Does eventually get back on the end of it, but he will not be thanking his centre-back for that. Mark, very, very casual there. He'll say it was fine. Fran wins the header. Sanji picks it up. He's been sensational tonight. Looking for the through ball. Joe Boy steps in. Tiki plays either side. Cowler eventually does go long to Benny G. Breaks into the box. Good work from him. But I tell you what, Mark absolutely matched him stride for stride. Throws himself into the net in celebration. And we are into stoppage time now. A goal here would surely just be a consolation for the Scotsman. Ball goes in near post. Zambi wins the header. Sends it behind for another FENIX corner. Taking their sweet time with this one. It will be the last action of the game. Bit of stat padding now, maybe. Keeps it low. It looked like a good idea, to be fair. But it will finish 2-0 to Digital Sports. I think they deserve that win, and I think even the most diehard FENIX fan, which there are, I would consider myself a diehard FENIX fan as well. I'd also consider myself a diehard Digital fan as well, which is, it makes this game extremely hard to call. I think Digital there, you can't make any bones about it. They were the better side over the 90 minutes, and you know, like I said, FENIX just getting promoted into that VPG Esports Premier. It's a bit of a, I want to say learning curve, because they've been there, done that before. I mean, they've definitely got a locker full of t-shirts, but it's a bit of a realization that, you know, welcome back to the big leagues, welcome back to the big time. This is kind of what their season's going to be like now. However, we know the boys in the FENIX camp. They're a very kind of well put together side. They know each other really, really well. They're not the type who, if they suffer a couple of defeats, they're gonna spit the dummy out. So I think as long as they know that's the class they're going to be playing against week in, week out, which I'm sure they do, then maybe just see it a bit more of a learning curve rather than a defeat. Because if we're not winning, we're learning. But for Digital, I think, look, 6th place in the E-Prem last season. Can they top that? Like I said, a few top teams from last year dropping out for various reasons. There are vacancies at that top of the VPG Esports Premier table, so why not? But there will be a lot of teams asking that question as well. So Digital really just need to take the bull by the horns. And with the signing of Luke 44, I think that's exactly what they're trying to do. They've kept the majority of their roster. They've kept their big players. So we'll see what's in store for Digital. But the headline is Digital 2, FENIX 0. 3 points for this Digital side. Away from home as well, don't forget. And that is your first 2 match days done and dusted in this VPG Champions League. $2,000 in prize money. Running alongside this as well is Europa League 2. So if you need to catch that, go and catch that on some of the other streams. We'd love to bring you that. It's at the same time as this Champions League, so it does make it difficult. So apologies to those of you playing in the Europa League. We'll try and bring you as much European football as possible. Speaking of which, we will be back tomorrow, same time, for another 2 games, and Thursday for another 2 games. Thursday will be the end of the group stages in this Champions League, and then next week, I think we've just got a full schedule. I mean, there is the return of the UK Premier, there is the VPG Esports Premier, and then there is also the knockouts for the Champions League as well. So, I mean, just keep a lookout on social media, because we'll tell you what's going on. I don't think Mr. Delos has worked out for himself yet. So as soon as we know, we'll let you guys know. But follow on social media. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel, because this will tell you when we're going live, basically. Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. It will be around about 8 o'clock, 8:30 for the later games. Just make sure you set a little reminder. Put it on your Amazon Alexa. Remind yourself. Right, that is it from me. Thank you very much. It was an absolute pleasure to be back. First time in 2026. Long may it continue. Season 17, boys and girls. I mean, if it's anything like last season, it's going to be an absolute banger. So do stick with us. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for keeping me company. And let's do it all again tomorrow. Cheerio, guys.